and welcome to the Broadcast Podcast. I'm your host, Natalie, and with us today,
Kaylee,
Brianna,
Brian,
Ben.
Good to have y'all. So we're talking about content today. So what types of content do you watch the most and why?
Personally, I love true crime and like different podcasts revolving around that, and then definitely like a lot of like vlogs and stuff and like note-taking videos and stuff. So like sometimes aesthetic things as well.
That's awesome. I have a true crime podcast I'll have to tell you about after this episode. It's pretty good. It's all true crime. What about you?
I like true crime.
My girls.
I'm reading a book that's it's like suspense and it's got crime in it.
Mm.
I love TikTok. I love shorts. I love TV shows and movies. So like a mix of everything.
the content that I usually like, I love watching like, TikToks because, there's a lot of creativity on there, especially like a lot of recipes, travel, like places for travel, how to save money when traveling there. I love that. And I also love going on YouTube, watching music videos. I think music videos are very important because like I love music and music videos, especially older ones, like know how to tell a story, like cinematic. And I love the effort that goes into it in the cinematography and all that stuff.
I love that as well because, in general, I think music videos are seen as like a less common or kind of thing, or I guess less advantageous as they used to be because you used to have, they would play them on TV, like MTV or other things kind of like that. Now it's pretty much you can go look for them if you want, but they're not nearly as like a, I guess, important thing. But I like that a lot of bands still put a lot into them. I think that's very nice. I guess it's my turn now. Yeah, but I honestly don't watch very much like movies or TV. I watch more movies than I used to, but TV is still really a small thing for me. I don't know. I've always been a video game person, but I have started watching movies with my family more. Aside from that, it's a lot of YouTube, like Instagram Reels every now and then because everyone likes short form content,
What video games do you play?
I play a lot of different stuff. I bounce around, but one of my favorites is Ultra Kill. It's like an old style shooter, very fast twitch reflexes kind of game. So not for everyone, but and then one of the most important to me is Team Fortress 2, which more people will probably know about. That's just how I met like my core friend group. But yeah.
It's crazy how media brings us all together, and I love that.
It's one of my favorite things about it.
Absolutely. So what is something that you have watched recently? So I saw Wicked 2 weeks ago.
Woo!
It was so good, and now I'm considering taking a flight to New York to see the second part because you can do that. But it was so good, and now I'm just obsessed. Like I want to go back and watch it again. So what have y'all seen anything new lately? Maybe new to you, maybe not new to the world.
I haven't watched any like new movies lately at all. Because I wanted to go see Venom and like Smile 2 and like a whole bunch of other movies that came out I think last October. But I did not have the time or the money, so I was really upset about that. So I'm waiting for Venom to get on Disney Plus. But new, it wasn't really new. It came out in 2011. Started watching Teen Wolf because I was. Because the thing is about me, I don't really like werewolf stuff, like vampire stuff. The only other vampire thing I like is like my babysitter's a vampire, so I'm very picky. But this one, It Takes the Cake is really good. I love it so far. I'm on season 2 already. I think I'm almost on 3 now. I don't know.
I love going back and watching old shows from different eras and just how they do it like differently, like cinematically. So that's really cool that you're going back to the early 2010s. That's awesome. What about you? Anything new stuff?
I went to theater and saw Wicked 3 times.
Oh my God!
So I went twice with my mom, and then I went with my best friend the last time. Then I bought it on Prime, and so I've started watching it by myself on Prime at home. But I've watched on Netflix It Ends With Us, which came out like December.
With Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni.
Yes.
So what? Tell me, give me a quick little
Synopsis?
Yes, for that. Because I want to know.
Spoilers.
There's some drama there.
There is some drama. I'm not sure what happened with her and him, but it's interesting because that's kind of like the storyline.
Mhm.
So it basically is her getting into this relationship and then it turns bad and he's not too great to her. So she has to navigate, does she want to stay and live with this or does she want to try and get out? So it gives kind of flashbacks to a more happy time in her life. And then I won't spoil anything,
Okay.
but she's got to figure out what the right choice is,
Okay.
basically. Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? Anything new?
So my little sister is obsessed with Wicked, so I was watching it.
Mhm.
It was actually a good movie, so I'm not going to complain about it.
Yeah.
And I've also, let's see, I've been watching, I don't know if y'all remember The Nanny with Fran Drescher.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a funny show. It's like kind of like, those early 90s
Mhm.
shows. And I've also been watching a lot of The Good Place. I don't know if y'all know that show.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Sounds familiar.
it's where they go to heaven, right?
Oh, it's kind of like a fake.
A fake heaven,
but
with Kristen Bell.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it's
yes.
such a
yes.
good show. It's
It
actually
is a
very
good
funny, and I kind of love the different, it's like I know it has kind of like a deeper meaning. It's kind of like like you can do all this stuff in your life, and it really shows how people can try to change.
Yeah, good and bad.
Yeah,
That the consequences
And,
for your actions.
how there's
and,
kind of like a gray area between good and bad. Like you can
Mhm.
have good intentions, but certain things like how you carry out those good intentions
Mhm.
can unintentionally be evil. Pretty
Mhm.
much.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That's a great way to put
Interesting.
it. That's very good. Good way to put it. What about you? Any new movies? I know you said you haven't been watching movies.
Yeah, I mean, I still watch them some. It's
Yeah.
more than I used to. But I guess, let's see, it was last week I rewatched the first Harry Potter movie with my family.
Cool.
They were so little.
Yeah, they really are. And I haven't watched, that was one of the few movies, series I did watch when I was younger. And it's like, now that I guess can process rational thought more, it makes me realize wow, the dialogue in this is really still
Mhm.
it's like it sticks out to me more so than most movies. I don't know, but I do still like it. It's it's still a bit goofier before everything gets horrible.
Which movie is it? I love this line. It goes, "Not me, not you, Hermione, you." Which movie is that?
Oh my
Oh.
goodness,
That sounds so funny.
I could
can't
tell
remember
you.
which one it is.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Is
tried.
it- wait,
I've never seen
3?
any of the Harry Potter movies.
Prisoner
So.
of
Oh.
Azkaban. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
it's-
the one line I
I'm gonna
know.
have to look it up.
It's
I know.
been too long. I think we're probably gonna go through and watch more of them.
You should.
Yeah, I've seen all of them before. It was just too long ago. I can't remember. But something that was funny was I remember when I was young, because it was when I was really young. My older brother would make it a big deal because my mom wouldn't let my mom would not let me and my sister watch anything past Prisoner of Azkaban because it's it's too scary for you because you're
Oh.
small child.
Yeah.
And my older brother would be this is I've seen Goblet of Fire and you haven't. So,
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Brag.
So, what would be your dream job in the area of media? What do you want to be when you grow up?
I'm still trying to figure it out, but probably something in film because I'm trying to build up a little portfolio this year with different either different gigs basically. So my first one's gonna be a short film, and then probably maybe another one, and then either something with dance or acting wise at the theater center downtown to at least get something on my portfolio before moving on to the next big thing.
That's awesome. Good for you.
Mhm.
What about you?
That's cool. I don't know, just filmmaking in general. There's so much that I find interesting. So even location managing or editing, I find cool. My goal is to maybe produce or direct one day, but that's further down the line. But really anything with film, I
Very
love
good.
it.
That's awesome. What about you?
I thought a lot about film and television, and also music media maybe. I don't know.
Like production?
Like production, yeah, kind of like production, maybe. Maybe I really don't know. It's whatever, I guess, whatever the future holds, I guess, for me. But pretty much like anything TV or film, though, is like what it's been on my mind for a bit. You know, because it's fun. It looks fun, you know, because it's like you get to do all this different stuff, and you know, and that work gets shown nationally or internationally, even. So it's like the thought of that just contributing to something.
Being a small part of something big.
Yeah.
Yes, and having like an end result.
Yes. What about you? What do you want to do?
I do like that kind of small part idea as well. So I like the little minor, or I guess more minor roles. Like, I don't really have like a specific, oh, this is what I want to do, like in the area of media. But you know, I love video games, so something like within that probably. Not necessarily programming, because that's like too hard analytical for me most of the time. So it'd be like one of the more art side things, like graphic design or audio. I think audio I have an interest in, but unfortunately there's just like not audio engineering here. I wish there was, but you know, there's only so much you can offer. But I don't know, it's a lot of different things. But the TV production class, you know, I'm taking these people here. That has, like, you know, we're only second day in, but it's a very enjoyable thing for me. I like that a lot.
It's fun.
It just kind of sucks because, like, you know, if I wanted to do, you know, a lot of the things like that are like local news or whatever, but we discussed even on Tuesday, it's kind of just like a dying medium at the moment anyway. So it's kind of sad, but
Yeah.
we'll see where that goes, though. We never know.
Well, speaking of that, how has your thinking about content creation changed since you've been at college here at Chat State?
I probably say I kind of perceived it the same in a sense, because depending on what platform you're watching something, don't take everything at face value, because I think I was watching this video recently where this one lady was explaining how for her content she would film like stuff, like some stuff like all in one day, like she would just change outfits and change her hair, do her makeup different, and like film those videos so she could post them at later times, and it would seem like, oh, get ready with me guys, but it's like the same day she's doing the same stuff over and over and over. Or this one lady was explaining how she would film stuff like days beforehand and then make it seem like it was something more fresh when it wasn't exactly. So probably have kept the same stance on it. It does take a lot of effort and work to be put into it. I think some people don't really realize that until they start trying to do it. It's like, it's not that easy, because it's also other people doing the same thing, and you have to make yourself stand out in front of millions of people doing the same exact thing.
Very cool. What about you?
So last semester I took a social media class. So it was like analytics. So I saw all the stats you gather from like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all that. Which whenever you're just scrolling on Instagram, you don't think about that. Like, you see the sponsored ads, but you don't think, you know, this company is looking for this amount of numbers so they can sell this much. So with that class, I really got to see like what the companies are going for and how much effort people put in to making sure people see it and share it and buy the product. So I guess I saw it more from like the business side, which was cool. I liked it.
Very cool. What about you?
So it's like, how's my perspective changed?
Yeah.
So like, pretty much just seeing like, you know, influencers, like everybody, like how much work they really do have to put in, and like, cause like, you know, kind of like just had this mindset like, oh, like, you know, they're making this much money, you know, they must have it, you know, so easy. But then you realize it's kind of like, even with like people that aren't influencers, people that have been in like professional media for years, like you have to realize, like I kind of started to realize, like, wow, I'm like, they really do like give up a lot of their personal time just to get this content, because they know if they just stop making the content, like that's their income that's going to be affected. And it's like, I do sort of feel some sort of like empathy for them, and to an extent it's kind of like, you know, especially those on social media, because once like a certain app gets banned, like TikTok for instance was about to get banned, like that's their whole life pretty much. Like they may have other social media platforms, but they may not have been gaining as much traction on those
Yeah.
as they would have on that one, you know.
Yeah.
So
Very cool. What about you?
Yeah, it's not. I'm just like a dual enrollment student, so I'm kind of just I've bounced around between a lot of different stuff. So I took a communications class a little while back, but I haven't really been in the media side of stuff too much.
Okay.
Which I do want to be more because the TV production class is very fun.
Good.
Like I'm already really enjoying it, but I have like cameras and your lighting and all the stuff you actually do on a set is really new to me, which is fun.
Okay.
So it's definitely given me a lot more appreciation for how many like gears you have on like a news broadcast,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Because even like today I had graphics, which pretty much just click stuff at the right time to bring it up, and even that it's like a stressful job. So
Yeah.
like Brian had teleprompter, and it's like there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. There's so much you have to do at once, and I'm like, man, it's kind of crazy how smooth most of this runs, considering like all the
We should do a get ready with me to do film class,
yeah.
and then all the
There's
things
this
that we have to
lady who
do.
does that. I
Yeah.
think it's on TikTok or something. I saw her. She was like, "You didn't need to go on the news," because she was an
Yes,
anchor.
yes, yes.
Yes.
She was up at
I
3,
love
4
those.
a.m. I said,
Yeah, that is me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That is me, absolutely.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I think that is it for this episode of the Broadcast Podcast. Thank you so much for being here, and y'all have a great day.
It was really good. It was a lot of fun. Bye.
"Ah."